ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः। The name of this chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga, and Bhagavan Krishna said that anyone who is intent on me, whose mind intent on me, and who take refuge in me, I will declare to them both Jnana and Vijnana. Jnana is knowledge and Vijnana is realization of that knowledge. And he also explained about the 8 divisions of Prakriti. And he said that this Prakriti is my inferior Prakriti or lower Prakriti, but my para Prakriti, my higher nature, is entirely different from it, and it upholds this entire creation. So that's what Bhagavan Krishna is said in the first few shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Now, from this sixth shloka, the same concept is explained but in more detail. Let us see what Bhagavan Krishna has to say. Shloka 6, chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. Yedatyoníni bhutani sarvanityubadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhava pralayasthatha. Bhagavan Krishna says that these two, that is my para prakriti and as well as my apara prakriti, that is my higher nature and my lower nature that has this 8 division, both this, all the beings, they come out. Both these combined together is like a womb, and all the beings, they come out of it. So Bhagavan says he is that creator and the created beings. And in the pure Vedantic term, it is said as the Bhagavan or Ishvara is the Upadana Karana as well as the Nimitta Karana. Now the Lakshana for the Upadana Karana is, let us take the example of gold and ornaments. The gold is made in different forms as ornaments. So when we melt the ornaments, again it becomes the gold. So just like this is the Upadana Karana. Here in this example, Brahman plus Maya is Ishvara or Bhagavan. This Maya, it takes different forms and it becomes all these created objects. So that is the Upadana Karana. The gold becoming different forms is ornaments. So, or in a very traditional example, the clay becoming different pots or different or shape vessels or objects, that is the Upadana Karana. This is called the fundamental cause. The fundamental cause is the Upadana Karana. But what one should notice, the clay or the gold, it alone cannot become like this. So it needs an agent or an instrument, nimitta, to become all this gold, becoming all these ornaments. Just like that, the Maya alone cannot become all this because Maya is inert. By the power of Bhagavan, this Maya, it changes into all this Prakriti. So here Ishvara is the Nimitta Karana, he is the instrumental cause. Or Brahman is that instrumental cause. So Ishvara or Bhagavan is the Upadana Karana as well as the Nimitta Karana, and that's what Bhagavan Krishna is telling here. By these two Prakriti, this two Para and Apara Prakriti, they are the womb of all the beings. I am the creator as well as the created objects. The created objects are not entirely different from Bhagavan. They are Bhagavan in different forms, but at the same time, he is the creator. So that's what is meant by this shloka, what Bhagavan Krishna said as the Sloka 6 of chapter 7, 7th discourse. In the next shloka also, the same concept is described. Matta paradaram nanyat kinjidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Here, a very beautiful example is given by Bhagavan Krishna. He says, all this, there is nothing different or different from me. There is nothing higher than me in this creation. Only I am there and I become all this. Just like how, just like everything is strung to me. Just like how your string goes inside the beads and holds all the beads together, I hold this entire creation together. Or all these created objects are strung to me. We cannot see the thread or the thin gold chain or the silk thread going inside, which holds all the beads together. When we see the mala only by the nature of that beads and the color of the beads we selected, we don't see the string inside it. But without the string, can the mala be made? Just like that, without Bhagavan, this creation will not be together. All these created objects cannot be together. But at the same time, we cannot see the thread. He is that as Antaratma. He holds everyone together. And this example is the much quoted example by almost all the acharyas who explain Upanishad or Gita or Vedanta. Sutre Manighana Iva, just like as cluster of gems are hold together by a string. The whole entire creation is trunk to me, Bhagavan Krishna says. And in the next shloka also, Bhagavan Krishna says, that is in shloka 8, Bhagavan Krishna says, that how he becomes that internal part of all beings. It is similar to the Vibhuti Yoga, which Bhagavan Krishna explains in the 10th chapter. But here, in a very short form, he has explained it. Let us see what Bhagavan Krishna has to say. Rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranava sarva vedeshu shabdah khe paurusham rishu. Bhagavan Krishna is telling that I am that essence of everything, just like rasa, I am that taste of apsu, water. So you may wonder whether water has taste. Definitely has a very neutral taste. That's why when we taste somewhat water with some minerals or chemicals in it, mostly minerals in it, then we feel a salty taste. So we don't like it. We purify it and drink. But water has a very neutral taste. It's a very sweet taste of water, we say. So that taste of water I am. Bhagavan Krishna says that I am that essence of everything and I am that special property of everything. The taste is the special property of water. It is the special property of water. Only by the taste the water is known. So Bhagavan Krishna says, I am that taste of that water. And some more also he says, Prabhasmi Shashi Surya Yoho. I am that light in the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are known for its light only, and so I am the light in it. I am the light. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. I am the Pranava mantra. I am the Omkara of all the Vedas. The Vedas, they explain the Omkara. The essence of the Vedas is Omkara. So I am the Omkara of all the Vedas. That's why before all the mantras, Om is added. Whatever deity you may worship or whatever form of deity you may worship, Omkara is there in front of all that. That's because it is the essence of the Vedas. The explanation of this Omkara is the different forms and the different namas, everything. So Bhagavan says, I am the Omkara of the Vedas, I am the Pranava of the Vedas. Shabda K. K means ether, space, and the Shabda is the special property of the ether, just like the taste for water. I am that Shabda of ether. And again he says, Paurisham Rishu. Paurisham, that is the strength and power of in men, is none other, no one else, it is me. I am the power and the strength in men. In the next shloka also, some 7, 8, 9, and 10 and 11 explain this concept only. In the 8th shloka, 9th shloka, Bhagavan Krishna again says, पुण्यो गन्धपृथिव्याञ्च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसो जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु. Punyo Gandha means that sweet smell of earth. Of course, it's a sweet smell. We all agree with it, isn't it? We can experience that first smell of Prithvi when it first rains. After that summer period, when it rains first, we can experience that sweet smell of Prithvi. I think no one will be there who doesn't like that smell. So that sweet smell of Prithvi, I am that. The special property of Prithvi or any mass is that gandha, the smell. So I am that. Tejas chasmi vibhavase. So vibhavasau. Vibhava means that is Agni. I am the Tejas in the Agni. Agni has Tejas, that is its special property. Agni is the gross form, but the Tejas is that subtle form, that is the brightness and that energy, that is Tejas. I am that. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu. I am the Jiva in all beings. He, of course, is that life element in all beings. Who can deny it? Tabas chasmi tabasvishu. I am the tapas, the austerity, the power of austerity, or that austerity in a tapasvi. Because we can have that power of tapas only by pure consciousness. And Bhagavan is that. The 10th shloka also he says the similar things. बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्. Bhagavan Krishna says, I am the seed in all the living beings. That means he is the Moola Karana. Without that, we cannot take any form. So Bhagavan is that Moola Karana. Know that Partha, he is telling. And that Moola Karana is Sanatana, eternal. That's why it is Moola Karana. When all the other factors, they dissolve in Pralaya, this Moola Karana will be there. So only then the next creation can begin. So he is the Moola Karana of all the living beings. Buddhi buddhimadam. Buddhi buddhimadam. That is, I am the intelligence in the intelligent person. Intelligence means it's awareness or pure consciousness. Why do we say that we will say that that person is very intelligent? Why do we say that he is intelligent? Because he will have consciousness all around. He will understand everything very soon, grasp everything very soon, find solutions for everything very soon. He will be aware always, always he will be aware. And that awareness is Bhagavan. So that awareness is that intelligence, and I am that intelligence, Bhagavan Krishna is telling. Tejas Tejasvinamaham. I am the Tejas in the I am the splendor in the splendid. Tejas means We say that his uh, um, face is so tejas, we say. Almost all the children have that tejas in their face. Tejas is that brightness, that intelligence, pure intelligence is reflected on the face when the mind is pure. Mostly all the children will have very pure mind. Even when the person, when they are very, they are bhakti, they are very pure, or they are bhaktas, pure bhaktas of Bhagavan, they have that tejas in their face because their mind will be pure, and in that pure mind the pure nature of atma is reflected. So what is reflected in the mind is reflected in the face, so that is the tejas in the face. Tejas also means that strength and bravery with fearless nature. Of course, when that divine nature is reflected in the mind, we will automatically have that fearless nature. So I am the splendor in the splendid, Bhagavan Krishna says. Balam balavatam kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharadarshabha. I am the strength in the people who are strong. I do not have any desires or attachment, Bhagavan Krishna is telling. He says that I am the strength devoid of desires and attachment. If a person who is very strong and if he has desires and attachment, what will happen? He will definitely disturb others. If he has, that's the problem of the asuras. They have strength, very good, but they have attachment and desires. In normal life, also, we see many people, they are very strong, but they misuse their power and strength because of their attachment and desires. If they want one thing, they have to attain it, or otherwise, they will use their power and strength. So Bhagavan says, I am the strength devoid of desires and attachment. That is pure strength. I am that strength in a person who is strong. Probably people who are bhaktas, that real bhaktas or jnanis, they have this strength. They have strength, but they do not have desires or attachment also. So that strength will only help others, not disturb others. Bhagavan Krishna, in the next line, he is telling, Dharma viruddha bhudesh kamosmi. I am that desire unopposed to dharma. This is very true. When we analyze, Bhagavan says that I am the desire, but I am the desire, dharmic desire, not opposed by dharma, not adharmic desire. I am the desire, dharmic desire, which means the root of this creation itself is desire, is it not? Only by desire, all these beings are existing. We exist because of desire. But if the desires are pure, dharmic desires, it will lead us to moksha, mukti. But if the desires have attachment or adharmic desires, then it will destroy us. Just imagine this. Sri Adi Shankaracharya has written a Bhashya for this Bhagavad Gita, and many Acharyas after them have written, many Jnanis have written the Bhashyas. Will they not have a desire that the people, the future generation, must read this Bhashya and understand Bhagavad Gita? Will they not have that desire? Definitely, they might have had that desire. Only that desire impelled them to write this bhashyas, and without that, we will not understand anything. So, even Bhagavan Krishna, he had the desire that Arjuna should follow Dharma. That's why he said this Bhagavad Gita. So, desires are the root of this transactional reality. Without desires, there cannot be any creation. So Bhagavan Krishna says, I am that dharmic desire. There is nothing wrong in having desires, but it must align to dharma. If it aligns to adharma, then that desire itself will destroy us. So that's what Bhagavan Krishna is telling by this shloka. I am the strength in that people who are strong, and I am that dharmic desire. Bhagavan is telling, and in this 12th shloka, Bhagavan is telling, ये चैव सात्विका भावाः राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि. What Bhagavan Krishna is telling by this shloka is, this entire creation came from me. It may be of a sattvic, a pure form, rajasic, very active, very passionate, tamasic, very dull or inert. So, whatever it may be, it came from me only. Whatever beings they are, whether they are pure, active, or inert, they came from me. And very important point Bhagavan is telling here. Na aham teshu. I am not in them. Te mayi. They are in me. This itself implies that how independent Bhagavan is. Everything is in me. Just like how the thread or a string goes to connect all the beads together. I am not in them. They are in me. I am that one who connects everything to me. That Bhagavan Krishna is telling. Very interestingly, he says, Natu aham teshu te mayi, they are in me. Bhagavan is very independent and we are dependent on him. Bhagavan, he supports us. So we are all in him and he is not in us. Bhagavan can exist without us, but because during pralaya, everything else will be dissolved, but he will be there. So he is the cause for the next creation. But we cannot exist without the power of Bhagavan. That's what is explained in this shloka. I am independent. I support them, and they are dependent on me. त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैर्येभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Bhagavan Krishna is telling that this entire world is deluded by my Maya. My Maya is the combination of three guna. That is Rajas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. It is the combination of the three gunas. And this entire world is deluded by my Maya. And it has three gunas. They do not know that my pure nature is superior to all this. That is, my para prakriti is superior. They do not know my para prakriti. If they know my para prakriti, then they will not be deluded by this maya. Daivi hyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapatyante maya metam taranti te. This divine illusion of me, this divine maya of me, which has these three gunas, it is very difficult to cross. Prabhatyante, that is, if they take refuge in me, then they cross over taranti. We can cross over it. So one has to take refuge in Bhagavan. Only then we understand his real nature and we can cross over Maya. This divine illusion of me is very difficult to cross, and it has these three gunas. It is very difficult to cross over, but the person who take it refuge in me alone, to cross over is they understand the solution. And here Bhagavan Krishna said, take refuge in me alone. It is not in any egoistic sense, but basically because Bhagavan is that form which he has explained more about his nature, true nature. Bhagavan Shiv is this Brahman, and any other Devi is this Brahman. Everyone is this Brahman, but Bhagavan, he explains more about his own nature. That is one thing. The next thing is, in Hinduism, we have so many forms, deities. So many will be confused by this. So one day if we worship one Bhagavan, next day if we go that way, and next day they go the other way, we will never reach the destination. So it is better to hold on to one form, one nature, and practice our meditation. So by that way only Bhagavan Krishna is telling, Mameva ye prabhatyante, if we take refuge in me alone, I will help them to cross over this illusion. That is, I will make them to understand about this illusion. The next shloka is, Namam dushkrutino mudhaha prabatyante naradhamaha mayaya bahridajnanaha asuram bhavamashritaha. That is the dushkritina, that is the people who do evil, the evil doers. They are deluded by my maya. They are deluded by my maya. They are the naradhama, that is they are the lowest of men because they have dull intellect. They think that this Maya is real. They think that this Maya is real and go after that. And some people, they are so emotional about their own life, about what they have lost and all these things. They are so emotional about it because they feel that this life is that only life, end of life. So I must experience everything. They don't believe in God. Even if they believe in God, they are not care. They do not care about what is the truth or reality. So they are all deluded by Maya. They do not know, or maybe they are not aware, or maybe they do not care what happens next, or what is papa or punya. Nothing. So such people, the people who are evildoers, they are deluded by my Maya. Abahridajnanaha, they are deprived of knowledge. They will not attain knowledge of that reality. By Maya, they are deprived of knowledge. They are said as asuram, they belong to the demonic nature. Bhavamashridaha, and that is, they are take to that demonic nature, or they become the asuras. They are called the asuras, or not only asuras, the durjanas. So, with this, I take a break and continue with the rest of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita in my next video. Yatra yogeshwara Krishna yatra partho dhanurdara tatra shri vijayon bhuti dhruvani tirmatirmama. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.